While there is no doubt about the quality of the Corvette and how they're expected to dominate the markets, especially in North America, the story has been quite different as the Corvettes have in fact witnessed a downward slope in sales as well as demand for the car. And well, it's not because of supply issues this time around. Supply constraints have been known to be one of the major issues surrounding the Corvettes, mostly as a result of the issues that came from the COVID-19 pandemic, and even more is that it has dragged on and even affected the production of these cars. However, things are different now, and there is already a great number of C8s that have been produced, and even some of these cars have made it to dealerships. But the problem is, the cars are starting to sit there for a bit longer than usual. With the Corvettes, it has become quite normal to see the cars get out almost immediately they get to the dealerships, and sometimes you'd find dealerships that don't have any more Corvettes left due to the high demand. Now though, does this mean that the demand for the cars are starting to sink? Or is there something that is affecting the Corvette sales at this time? Well, in today's video, we'll be taking a look at what this might mean as well as an update on one of the C8 Z06 features that is now back for those who might be ordering pretty soon. Do stay tuned and enjoy. If you're new to the channel, well, this is Cars in Reach, and if you've not already taken the action, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And let's get you going with the latest updates on some of the newest cars in the industry, as well as some other automobile content you definitely would like. Now let's head back to what we have for you today. Before going straight into what exactly is going on with demand, as well as the things that caught the eye to imply this, let's take a look at how the Chevrolet Corvettes have been doing in the markets across North America and also a part of the South. According to the sales stats of the Chevrolet Corvette that has come out only recently, sales have generally been poor from the state they were at this time last year. In the United States, where the Corvettes have their major sales, Chevrolet Corvette deliveries arrived at a total of 7,939 units in the third quarter of 2022. By contrast, the number of units sold by the third quarter of last year was 10,166, serving as a 22% decrease in the current figure. However, the first 9 months of the year has seen a slight increase of about 3% from last year, with 25,380 units already sold compared to the 24,748 units sold last year. In Canada, things are looking not as good as the US, with Chevrolet Corvette deliveries in the country totaling 416 units in the third quarter of 2022, as opposed to the 733 seen at the same time last year, with this serving as a 43% decrease in sales. Even worse is that sales in the first 9 months don't look as good as last year, with only 1,219 units sold so far, unlike the 1,887 that were sold around the same time last year, representing a 40% decrease. In Mexico, only 21 Chevrolet Corvettes were sold in the third quarter, a decrease of about 52% compared to the 44 units sold at the same time last year. In the first 9 months, sales also decreased about 42%, with the sales in the first 9 months for 2022 being 70, while that of 2021 was pegged at 120 units. So far, 68 Corvettes have been sold during the first 9 months of the year in Brazil, and 24 of those cars have actually come in the third quarter. While it does not look good from a sales perspective, one thing Chevy fans or those at General Motors will be holding on to is the fact that the Corvette is still the leading car in the United States in terms of sales and in its range as well. However, two cars that have witnessed an interesting rise in customers are the Porsche 911 and the Mercedes-Benz SL Class. The SL Class particularly has enjoyed almost an 80% increase in sales from last year, with 823 units sold already this year compared to 458 that were sold last year. Also, the Porsche 911 has seen a 10% increase, with 7,411 units sold compared to the 6,729 that were sold in the first 9 months of last year. From these stats, it does look like people are shifting gears from the Corvette to the variants from Porsche and Mercedes-Benz, and while there is really no way to confirm, it is something that GM would want to look into. If you've not already done so, please subscribe to the channel for more car news, reviews, and updates like this. Now the big question is the demand for the Corvette dying? Well, according to what can be seen from some dealers, one of which is Chioka Corvette in New Jersey. Some of the Chevrolet Corvette cars in their inventory are just lying there without any major movements. The Corvette dealer still has 49 Corvettes, most of which are the 2023 C8 Corvettes in their different trims and packages. And pretty interestingly, the figure has been like that for a while. According to a user on Corvette Forum, the situation is also the same in some dealerships in California. The post by the user read, "I have been visiting many Chevrolet dealerships within 100 miles radius from my house in Southern California. I wanted to see the C8 colors in person to decide which color I like best for my upcoming build. To my surprise, they have so many C8s in their lots and showrooms. These are not big dealerships. Their showroom can hold about 10 cars, and 7 out of 10 are C8s. And I saw many more C8s parked outside. And you guessed it, every C8 has a tag right next to the window sticker called Market Adjustment, and a big written note, Do Not Touch. Reminds me of the rules at a gentleman's club. Now, what it does look like is that these cars are sitting there without anyone coming for them. And while there might be a number of reasons for this, one thing that stands out is the fact that we're getting into the winter period, meaning that people are now at a point where they're not taking the option of buying a Corvette because of how unfavorable it can be while driving one during winter. This particular situation has happened quite a number of times in the past, and it could yet be a situation that the dealers are having to face at the moment. However, there might still be one small benefit for those looking to buy the cars, as it could be the time when you can get the C8s for an almost cheap price. This means that you might not have to pay largely over MSRP for the car, and you could even be open to getting some discounts, as most dealers would be looking to clear out their showrooms, especially with the Z06 also expected to be coming in pretty soon. While this is only one way to look at it, it could also be a situation where the dealers are trying to increase the price of the car at a later date, or even possibly it could be cars that have been sold, with the buyers yet to come over to get them. Talking about the Z06, buyers will now be able to get the Edge red calipers and the LT2 engine covers that had previously been removed from the options list. The Edge red calipers will be back as part of the 70th anniversary package, with the bright red caliper option also still available. And on the other hand, the LT2 engine covers will also be available to be ordered either as a standalone or with the 70th anniversary package. At the moment, Chevy are still producing the Z06, and at the moment, quite a number of consumer models have been fully completed, and they're now going through the automaker's quality control process, with a delivery for early next year likely to be expected. Although the sales stats have not looked entirely good for the C8s, they still serve as the benchmark in their range, selling way more than their next competitors, despite still having issues with supply earlier this year. With the Z06 coming pretty soon though, we might again see dealerships buzzing with those looking to get their cars. And well, if the winter period is not a problem for you, especially if the C8 won't be your daily driver, going for the C8 right now or in the coming months might just be the right bargain you're looking for. Do you think the Z06 will chart numbers that will exceed what we've seen from the Stingray so far? Kindly respond in the comment section. Also, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, as well as turn on the notification bell button. See you in the next video.